Hello and welcome to West Country Wanderings. Welcome to another one of my monthly vlogs. It's that time of the month again. Yes, it's a monthly vlog for September 2024. Well, where are we today? Well, we're in the county of Worcestershire. We were in Somerset last time, down at Axbridge, and here we're in the northern part of the county in the beautiful village of Alvechurch, which sits on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. Also sits on a railway line which was known as the Gloucester Loop, heading down to Ashchurch from Barnt Green. Now alas, it's a stub which serves the larger town of Redditch, which is just a few miles away. Also a few miles away is the town of Bromsgrove, for about 14 miles south of the city of Birmingham here. It's the most charming village. I'll tell you how it came to get its name later on. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you the very best of the month here on West Country Wanderings, reading out your top comments and also looking forward to what's been happening on the channel, or what will be happening on the channel indeed, in the month of October. So I hope you can join me for all of that here again on West Country Wanderings for the monthly vlog. Now, I've never been to Alvechurch before. It has this delightful cross here in the churchyard, and it says here it's erected in token of respect for the Baroness Windsor, Anno Domini 1801. Delightful feature here. How did this place come about? Well, originally here there was a wooden church dated as far back as 861. So we're looking at early Saxon period here. In the Domesday Book, though, in 1086, it says that this village had just 20 people. Well, it's grown a bit since then. I think it's around about 6,000 people live here now. There is the main oldest centre of the village with those Tudor buildings, which we'll look at shortly. And there is a larger estates further to the north and to the east of it. And it does, in effect, act as a commuter village for the city of Birmingham and other larger towns hereabouts in this part of Worcestershire as well. But it is a really delightful place. There is still a lot to see in terms of history. Now, the church behind me here is 12th century, but the name Alvechurch comes from Alvechurch Church, which was built around the 800s, but there's no trace of that remaining today because it was a wooden church. And of course, well, you know what happens to wood over a period of time, it decays. I don't know if ever a time team have been in this area to explore remains or not. Now, this land here in this northern part of Worcestershire was once owned by King Offa. Yes, he of Offa's Dykes fame, and he ceded the land to the bishops of Worcester in 780, so it came under the bishop's control, as did indeed much of Worcestershire in those days. And as I say, the church was built here, and the present day church, 12th century, although there are much later additions to the one that you see here behind me today. Just going back to the Domesday Book, though, it was recorded in that book as Alvechurch, which seems to have a French connotation to it. Later on, the 13th century, the bishops of Worcester had a large palace built near here. I don't think much remains of it today. There is a moat, though. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to see any of it as we make our wanderers around the village. Anyway, before we go on and have a look what happened, let's do that very thing and go and have a wander around the centre of the village now. So this is just below St Lawrence Church, walking down into the village centre here. Beautiful Tudor buildings here. Not sure the age of that, probably 16th century. So this is the village church here. What a handsome brick built building that is. It reminds me of some of the buildings in Bourneville, a few miles to the north of here. And we have a fantastic topper here on top of this red post box. It's already in autumnal colours, so the knit people have been already busy knitting. That's just wonderful. I love that. So this is the central village square here. We have a pharmacy. I've also noticed that the mop fair is coming up. You'll probably be seeing this maybe Monday. It's the 30th of September on Monday, and the mop fair is on Wednesday, the 2nd. So if you're in the area, why not check out Alvechurch's mop fair? So it's a mixture of Edwardian, Georgian houses mixed in with those Tudor houses here in Alvechurch. Roads are quite busy at the moment because it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, so people are getting ready to go to work and to school, that sort of thing. Now, just behind me here is Alvechurch's Baptist Church, which I think is an arts and crafts design chapel. Let's just have a quick of a closer look at that. So now at Alvechurch railway station, that is in the direction of Birmingham. As you can see, there's 2 tracks here, and I think I'm on the newer platform, which I think was opened about 10 years ago. Don't quote me on that, that's probably not exactly right. Also, you can see here that it's electrified. The line is electrified both down to Redditch and right up into Birmingham New Street, and also down from where it meets the Gloucester line at Barnes Green down as far as Bromsgrove in the other direction. So yeah, you need to change trains here if you want to go to Bromsgrove, and then I think it's the next stop south from Barnes Green. There's a train just pulled into the opposite platform, so I'll just wait for that to leave and film that, and then we're going to head over to the Worcester and Birmingham Canal here on the monthly vlog. Excuse the noisy Canada geese on the canal though. Just arrived at the Crown Inn here at Alvechurch. So this is a really nice spot here next to the Crown Inn, which is a lovely location right next to the Worcester and Birmingham Canal, which I have done a monthly vlog about previously. Nearby actually, it's Hanbury Wharf, which is kind of to the east of the town of Droitwich Sparhaven, which runs a little bit further to the south. The first video that landed was actually the monthly vlog from last month, and the reason I wanted to mention that because I had a great comment on it, so I'll read that to you now. So the monthly vlog was from Axbridge in Somerset Lathlands, and the comment was from David Grayman. Thank you very much, David, for your comment. I've passed through Axbridge many times cycling on the Strawberry Line, but did not realise that there was so much there. I can highly recommend the Strawberry Line. Now, if you remember last month, I got invited into what was Axbridge's railway station to have a good look around the area there, which is most delightful. And it's good that the Men's Shed project are looking after to restore that, and it's wonderful. And I say the links are in that video there. Thank you very much for that, David. And I do hope at some point to walk along sections of the Strawberry Line. You can access it from the railway station at Yatton, and then you can go along there, follow it all the way down towards, well, eventually in the direction of Cheddar and beyond, I think. But it's something that we'll explore here at a future video on West Country Wandering. Now, the next video this month was in my railway series in the county of Somerset, in South Somerset, in fact, near the town of Yeovil. I say near the town of Yeovil because Yeovil has 2 railway stations, Penmill and Yeovil Junction, and it was to the latter that I turned up for one of their events, large event there going on, and I took a train ride down to their little halt there. It's only about a half a mile little steam train journey there, and the steam engine was called Peckett, named after the key ingredient in cider. But it was a lovely day. I also had a look at Yeovil Junction, which is mainline railway now. Of course, South Western Railway run it, but it's still delightful and well restored and well kept station as well. I had a great comment on that video from Phil Olson, who lived in Chard for quite some time, so knows the Yeovil area very, very well indeed. Thanks very much for your comment, Phil. And he writes, I worked in Yeovil when I was living nearby in Chard, and I never realised that there was a heritage centre there. Now, yes, I think you're absolutely right there, Phil, because it's not one of the well-known heritage railway centres. You've got the Severn Valley Railways, Gloucestershire, Warwickshire, Dean Forest, Swanage Railway in Dorset, of course, South Devon. There's plenty of them, but you'll often find that it doesn't register that there is one in Yeovil or just south, about a couple of miles south of the town. A word of warning though, it is difficult. If you get off at Penn Mill and want to walk to Yeovil centre, the railway centre there and junction, it's tricky because there's hardly any footpaths. There are trains, but only very, very occasionally. That's just hence why I drove there. So your options are a little bit limited to get between one to the other. I knew people do actually get taxis to get from one to the other because public transport is a bit tricky, but it is, if you can get there, well worth seeking out, and most delightful place it is too. Now, earlier on I mentioned about the brickworks, which was just down there here in the village of Alvechurch, and it has another industry here in the village. As I say, it was only a really, really small village initially, but it grew up in the 19th century. And obviously when the railway arrived, it became a commuter village for Birmingham as well. But that other industry was making pins and needles, as indeed happened at nearby Redditch, about 4 miles to the southwest of where I currently am. I think that's right, southwest, it might be southeast. Anyway, it's south of where I currently am here. There is actually a really good museum, which I have yet to visit. My YouTube pal, Roy Edwards, has visited there. He lives nearby, and it's in a park next to what was Bordesley Abbey, connection to another video I've done this month, at Flaxley in the Forest of Dean, because the monks went from Bordesley in Redditch to Flaxley Abbey in the forest in Gloucestershire. So all these things kind of interconnect. Now I do like to cover the entirety of the West Country here on West Country Wanderings, and one of those counties is of course Dorset. It's always a little bit trickier for me to get to Dorset, but after I filmed the video in Yeovil, I went on to the beautiful Dorset town of Sherborne for one of my short bite series. Camera in hand, I had a really good look around this most charming of towns. Now I do hope to go back to that town, should I say, town not village, we're in a village now, to do a more depth in look at it, because it is really, really stunning. I had a great comment on that video though from Diana. It was great to hear from you, Diana, and she writes, one of my most favourite videos that you've produced, can you return and do a more in-depth video from here? I visited the castle there, and I think it was Sir Walter Raleigh's castle. That's interesting, I didn't know that, Diana. Relaxing video, thanks. Yes, thank you very much for that, Diana. And I certainly do hope to go back there to do a more in-depth video looking at that most delightful of Dorset towns here on West Country Wandering. One of the regular features here on the channel is my Cotswold Walk series. It started off as doing the entire Cotswold Way, some 20 videos, and now there are 23 separate videos looking at individual circular walks at different parts of the Cotswolds. And I did one around the beautiful village of Avening, which lies in the southern part of the Cotswold A&B near the town of Nailsworth. Most delightful walk, beautiful scenery, as it is here as well. Alvechurch, it's just a stunning place, and I'd really enjoyed that walk because there was really nice light on it and it was a nice warm day. It's a little bit chilly this morning. There is a rain forecast later, but it's good to see that the sun is out here in Worcestershire at the moment. And yeah, I had a good comment on that video from Chris Bradley. Now, he refers to a place that I walked through in that video called Nag's Head, and I think I mentioned it's something to do with, well, rather it's not anything to do with only fools and horses. Nag's Head actually became named after the pub of the same name. So I think the pub started first, and then the little hamlet grew up around the pub or inn. There's a plaque in there about the people that sadly lost their lives in the First and Second World Wars. Anyway, Chris Bradley writes, Nag's Head is a very picture postcard hamlet. There's something about a Cotswold summer thunderstorm that makes the place even more charming, as I remember from my time living in Selsley. Thank you very much for that, Chris. Yes, Selsley is another delightful Cotswold place with a wonderful common overlooking the town of Stroud, one of the five Stroud valleys. And Avening is just off the Nailsworth one, and as I was getting towards the end of walking that, you could see the thunderstorm brewing, but thankfully it held off, as indeed when I did another walk this month at Geopark walk number 1, more about which in a bit. Now, before I mention about the next video that happened on the channel this month, just wanted to tell you what is going to be coming up on the channel for the month of October. Excuse the train in the background, that's heading down to Redditch, I do believe. Well, I do hope, weather willing, in October to have a little trip into Devon. I haven't done much in Devon for quite some time. I'm very conscious of that, so I'm hoping to stay down there for a couple of days at least to do 2 or 3 videos from Devon, probably South Devon, but I haven't planned it all yet. So hopefully there'll be something from Devon. Going to be also part 2 of the Geo Part Way. I thoroughly enjoyed walking part 1. The only problem I had with that was that the rain was forecast later, and I think part of that video was a little bit rushed. I did hope to include a little bit more photography and B-roll in it, but as I was conscious that a very heavy rainstorm was on its way, I decided to press on with all the walk without filming too much of it. Hopefully next time there won't be rain forecast midway through the walk, and I'll have more time to complete it down to the charming town of Bewdley, which I do love, but it'll be via the hills this time rather than following the river. There'll be a railway series one as well, because I'll be looking at the history and the route of the Portishead Railway. And there'll also be another Stroudwater and Thames and Severn Canal update. Yeah, one of those. Hasn't been one of those for a little while. So we're going to be looking at what's been happening, all the news on the Cotswold Canal. So that's be arriving some point in October. I also hope to do a proper Lost Railway walk, not just kind of a one looking at history of a line, but a proper walking one. And that'll be happening. And possibly that will be in West Somerset, because there are a couple of lines in West Somerset which will be interesting, I think, to do a complete Lost Railway walk on. So yeah, quite a few things coming up on the channel for the month of October. There'll be much else besides some short bites and other bits and pieces. Further on the horizon though, in November and December, there's a couple of things. There's 3 cities we haven't actually yet covered on the channel, and they are Truro, Oxford and Wells. I have done Wells very briefly for a Christmas market with Louise last year, but we haven't looked at it properly in depth. Oh, there's another one, Hereford. We haven't done Hereford properly as well. So I am hoping to do Hereford Cathedral for Christmas, and also looking at a first explore of the city of Oxford. So that'll be coming up hopefully before the end of the year here on West Country Wanderings. Now, as well as being the Canada geese in the canal, they're also here all around the fields in this part of Alvechurch, next to the car park of the Crown Inn. Last month, or rather this month, I popped down to Cornwall just briefly. I think it was just I had one overnight stay there, but I went to the town of Newquay with my daughter there. We had a great time. We caught a train from Liscard over to Newquay, and we wanted to have a look at the developments of the Newquay railway station, because they're putting a new platform in, part of the new Cornwall Metro project, which should open in the spring of next year, and then there'll be further developments into the following year as well. As well as it being a railway series video, it was also a chance to have a look around the town of Newquay and around its beaches as well. I think it has 7. It's a magnificent place for beaches. I'm not quite so keen on the town itself, if I'm being entirely honest with you, but the beaches are just absolutely magnificent, and the quality of the sand there is, well, it's par excellence, isn't it? You just can't get better than that right on the Atlantic coast. I'm hoping to do Cornwall later in the year as well, so Devon next month, possibility of Cornwall, but it depends what the longer range forecast is going to be, but it'll probably slip into next year before we get a proper trip into Cornwall, because I want to cover West Cornwall and the Lizard, because we haven't done much in that area for quite some time, and certainly need to put that right. Anyway, on the Newquay video, I had a great comment from Ron from Parkinson's Walks, who also lives in Gloucester near the Worcestershire border, I believe, and he put a great comment on that video of Newquay, and it was, always good to be back in good old Kernow. And so say all of us. Yes, exactly, Ron. Yes, Cornwall and railways doesn't get any better than this. Yes, it's a nice mix having railways in Cornwall. There's so much more of it I'd like to explore as well, because I've done about 4 or 5 railway explores in Cornwall, but there's still much more to uncover. Now, just like we've got Canal here today, Alvechurch here in Worcestershire, it was to another canal that I did the 4th of my Looking for a Lost Canal videos. And this time it was to the Dorset and Somerset Canal in Somerset, near the town of Frome. Yes, it never actually got completed. They didn't even build any of the main arm of that canal, which was going to link up the Kennet and Avon Canal right down to the south coast, but none of it happened. I had a fantastic comment on that video, and I'll read it to you now because I pinned it to the top. It's excellent. I have abridged the comment because it is quite long and lengthy, so if you want to know more, please go back and have a look at the video and check out the comment section. It's pinned at the top. It's from a gentleman called Steve Smith, who lives in the area and he's a keen cyclist. Interesting and informative about my local canal. As a cyclist, I can confirm that this canal is in some very hilly country. It's not at all obvious that the bottom of the deep Nettlebridge Valley, where the collieries were, is pretty much level with the top of the Barrow Hill. Now, the reason that Steve explains that is because I was wondering why they were bothering to put the canal over the top of the hill. And when you're looking at the hill from the side I was, you can't see that it's level to where the collieries were. So yeah, it's very, very confusing geography in that area. So thank you very much for clarifying that, Steve. Steve goes on to write, this allowed a long summit level that is supposed to have been finished by 1805. The Dorset and Somerset Canal was a victim of the Napoleonic War. This caused a shortage of labour, increased costs and a division of resources. That's excellent comment, Steve, and I do thank you for your time and trouble of writing it. There is more in that comment, so if you want to go and check it out in the comment section. But thanks very much, and thank you if you watched that video. It seemed to go really, really popular, and I do hope to do another Lost Canal series. Probably won't happen this year. That's where I already committed for the videos for the rest of the year, I think. And you need drier conditions to do it. We've had so much rain over the past 72 hours. It would be too boggy to go looking for canals that weren't even built, which tend to be in deep cuttings, and it's not very pleasant when it's like that. So we need some dry spring days, I think. Early spring, before the vegetation gets out, it's probably the best time to do that. Next video, and the most popular video for this month by far, was the Bristol Harbour Railway Part 2. The Part 1 one, I went there when there was an event on it. It's actually the Marine Festival, the boat festival going on there, which I wasn't aware of. It was very, very challenging, me filming in those crowds. But this time, I have to say, it was a lot quieter. But obviously the steam trains weren't running. Great comment on that video from Alan Stansfield, who I think is one of the volunteers at the nearby M Shed. And he writes, thanks for the acknowledgement of the correction on the fireboat watch office. A couple of corrections on this video. The 4 cranes in the front of the M Shed are in fact electric. I think I said there was steam in the video, and 3 of them are completely operational. The fireboat Pyronaut is actually berthed or anchored at the front of the M Shed. Together with the 2 other boats, the Mayflower, which was built in 1861, which is a steam tug, and the John King, which was built in 1935. So thanks very much for that, Alan. I really appreciate that. Now, I haven't yet made a decision whether there's going to be a part 3 looking at the Cannon's Marsh bit, which was added on late in the early part of the 20th century. I'm not sure if there's enough there to warrant a video to actually see, but hopefully there will be, and that'll happen. But I'll probably do now, I think I'll do Portishead Railway first, and then I can have a bit of a recce in that area to see if there's anything worth filming. Anyway, thanks you. If you watch that or indeed comment on it, really appreciate it. So this is the wonderful marina here, Alvechurch, and there's also to the right of me withy beds. I don't know if they're still there or not, which are used for making, well, it's like a straw type material, isn't it, which you could use for making baskets, etc. But loving the reflection of the sky, a bit of blue sky come out here on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. So I've come back round to the church here at St Lawrence here in Alvechurch. Before I go on to the next video that landed, I wanted to give you a bit of an update on a video I did in August, and that was the one at Charfield and the Charfield Railway Mystery. Let's talk about that now. Now, some of you may have watched my video, the Charfield Railway Mystery, about the 2 missing children. If you remember in that video, there was a clue that was given in a newspaper clipping because of the Latin motto. Well, yes, I did write to the school, the Truro School in Cornwall, of course, and I did get a reply. I've got a holding reply, and in that says that they are going to look into it, but it will take them some time because their archives are kept elsewhere, presumably in one of these storage units, so it needs somebody to go off and have a look at it. But yeah, the lady that I sent her a clip of the video, so she had actually looked at the video and was interested when she got my email to have a look forward. So I will keep you posted on that. I'm not expecting any quick response because it is going to take some time, and I do think it will need further research on my behalf going into records as well. And obviously with making videos and all the other things I need to do in life, it's going to be quite slow to get that done, but hopefully something will happen of it, fingers crossed. And I will keep you posted here on future monthly vlogs all about the Charfield railway mystery. Now back to the next video that landed in the month of September here on West Country Wanderings. That indeed was another railway series video, and it had the snappy title of Midland and Southwestern Junction Railway Part 2 wanders around Cirencester Watermoor. You can never accuse me of going for clickbait and titles that are saying, ooh, panic, disaster, and all those sort of things that, well, I can't stand that sort of stuff. But yeah, you know what you're going to get when you see one of my videos. The title is exactly what the video is going to be about. And indeed that was looking around Cirencester Watermoor for any evidence of remains of the Midland and Southwestern Junction Railway. Also having a look around that part of town because it doesn't often get covered very much, and I was really taken with that area of Cirencester. I really enjoyed it. Had a great comment on that video from Michael from Poland. Hi Michael, it was great to hear from you. Thanks for the information. Shame there's so little to see of the railway. The brick-built bridge abutment was a great find, but I don't think it will be standing for much longer. Yes, that abutment, wasn't it? There was very little remains of the station because it's right in the middle of a roundabout, and that roundabout's been extended, and a little bit went over to where that storage shed was, which isn't currently in use, but there wasn't much else to see there. But I do hope to bring another part on that Midland and Southwestern Junction Railway. I'm not sure if it's going to be further south in Wiltshire or further north in Gloucestershire yet, but watch this space, there will be another one. Not sure if that will happen this year, probably run into next year, but we'll be certainly looking at that railway again here on West Country Wanderings. And then we had the Geopart Way from Bridgnorth to Highley, not via the River Severn, well, just a little bit wasn't it, to Quatford, and then we were up into the Shropshire Hills. Yeah, I've loved that walk, and I'm really looking forward to other sections of the Geopart Way because it's parts of Worcestershire that I really don't know at all. Like today, I've never been to Alvechurch before, so this is really interesting to have a wander around here. I always like this is the thing with the West Country, that it's a huge area, huge geographical area, and I always feel I'm only just scratching the surface. There's loads more. There's loads in Dorset I want to do more of. I've barely touched North Devon. I'm very conscious I've done very little in North Devon, and I hope to put that right. And I haven't done much in West Cornwall as well. And obviously it's getting to all these places, and because they're further away, it does mean overnight stays and, you know, costs with all that. But I will get to them and I will cover them. So keep watching, and we will cover those places here on the channel. I had a great comment on the Geopart Way though, and that was from David Bellani from Spain. Hi David, a lovely autumnal walk. It's my favourite time of work. Yes, thank you for that, David. And on the subject of that, I do hope to do an extended bit, because next time we'll be going through the Wire Forest, and I think that'll be because you'll be able to see some of the colours there changing, so I'm looking forward to that. David continues, I always enjoy seeing the geology of a place being revealed. On this we had a wonderful example of the different layers at Cotswolds. I wonder if William Smith, Somersetshire Coal Canal, walked through here. Yes, he may well have done, David. Obviously William Smith was known as the father of geology, and he grew up in like what is now Baines. We looked at some, because he did a lot of work in conjunction with the construction of the Somerset Coal Canal, but I wonder if he got his inspirations from there as well. He, as I say, may with them, because it's a bit of a geological delight, and I'm hoping to see further examples as we head south to the city of Gloucester. And a couple more this month. We had the Flaxley and Gun Mill, or Guns Mill. There's two ways. It can be gun mill or guns mill, there's no right or wrong with that, which was a short bite. It was a quick photographic one over there in West Gloucestershire, back in the Forest of Dean, and having a look at the village of Flaxley with its beautiful church, and also Gun Mill, which is a world-leading World Heritage Site of a very early foundry. So yes, a great comment on that, including one from Today's World. Oh, cool. I live the other side of Milcherding from Gunmill. Did you manage to visit St Anthony's Well while you were there? If you're in the forest again anytime soon, there is the Forest Showcase Food Festival at Speech House on the 6th of October. Yeah, so that's coming up, as well as the event here on the 2nd, which is in a couple of days' time, because this will be landing, I'm recording it this week, so you'll be seeing it next week probably. It'll probably land on Monday when it goes out to you. So yeah, that's coming up on the Wednesday, and it's also got the 6th of October, so that'll be that weekend that'll be the food festival there at Speech House. And I didn't get a chance to see Anted Well, but I do hope to in future work. The reason I didn't was because, again, although the sun was out when I was taking those photographs, it was very, very wet, and I didn't get a chance to go up any further with that. And finally for this month is Gloucester and Warwickshire Steam Railway number 7. It was a delight to have a journey on that, and thank you, Dawn, for helping with that video. It was excellent getting to Broadway and filming all around there. Just a lovely, lovely experience. I can't read out comments yet because as I'm filming this, the video hasn't yet been published, but it will have been by the time you see this. That was all for the month of September here on West Country Wanderings. Well, I've really enjoyed my morning here at Alvechurch. I'm actually just going to be meeting up with a fellow YouTuber, Roy Edwards. Why not check out Roy's? I'll put a link to Roy's channel in the description of today's video. Probably having a photograph appearing on the screen round about now. But yeah, most delightful day here. Really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you can join me again here on West Country Wanderings in the month of October. Thank you very much for viewing the channel during the month of September, and all of your fantastic comments and also your likes and shares. And if you're a new subscriber to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome to West Country Wanderings. I really do appreciate that, and it enables me to keep creating content. And I'll say I love hearing from you as well. Don't forget, I've got a Facebook group. I know quite a few of you join that now, well over 300, but if you're interested in joining that, you will get sneak peeks at what's coming up on the channel and some other photographs that I haven't actually used in the videos when I've been filming out on location of various different parts of the West Country Wandering region. You can also upload your own video clips and photographs of places you've been to yourself anywhere in the West Country Wandering region as well, and I know other people like looking at those as well. Also, you can do your own review of a particular walk that you've done in the area and reviews of places you've been to eat and drink. All my people that follow the Facebook group would love to hear from you. I really appreciate that, as do I as well. Thanks again for watching September. We look forward to October. Take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and I hope to see you on the channel again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.